Hello and welcome to Sports by Compian. My name is Stephen Compian, of course, and I am joined here by Corey Compian, who managed to show up here as he often does to this here podcast by Sports by Compian. Corey, how are you on this lovely evening?
Doing fantastic. I am settling in for a Friday evening of doing absolutely nothing. As you can tell, I already have my robe on. This is
Hmm.
my I'm not doing anything until tomorrow. Look,
I am a strong debate whether I'm going to join you or not. We could discuss it after the pod, but yeah, thinking I probably should stay in too. That would be the probably wise decision, you know.
outside world is so scary. There's people out there. The beer's also expensive. Uh, the people want to talk to you. It's all very upsetting.
Yeah, no, it's quite disrespectful if you ask me. Nothing I really want to be associated with, well, or that maybe I do. I don't know. I don't know, Corey. Glutton for punishment.
Tough
Anyway,
decisions. Tough decisions.
we do have some sports here to talk about, Corey. There was some rugby, some Scottish rugby I was watching. I just happened to watch two Scottish rugby games. One in the Scottish League, and then one was straight up Scotland versus Australia. That was not intentional. However, it was amusing. Because I'm going to go be playing in Scotland soon enough, so you can call it scouting, if you will.
So, did you see like in the Scottish League? Did you see like dudes from both teams then playing against Australia on like the national team?
Yeah. Well, I did see at least the fly halves who we're about to see here for Edinburgh, who has a sick ass name. The dude's name is fucking it's fucking Dalhorn or Kinghorn. Fucking Kinghorn, bro. This number 10 is called Kinghorn. But anyway, here are my boys from Edinburgh early in the game. This is a fucking close ass game, as you can see. The whole first half is 5-5. It's just absolutely textbook rugby, Corey. Are you watching this, by the way? Do you see this screen, Corey?
I do. Yep, I definitely see the stream.
All right, cool, 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 cool. Sick, dude.
Seeing some big boys getting mugged.
Yeah, you see big
They're
boys
definitely
like they're
going down
over there.
easy.
They're getting mugged. There's other guys like getting ready to mug them too. Oh, get it all right. And then watch this step of my boy. Oh, stepped you. Oh no. Oh no, the step is too powerful, Corey. This guy Darcy's
Got
also on the
power.
Scotland national team. But look at this little step here. It's kind of hard to see. Right there. Just a slight hesitation from the other wing gives him a chance to get in there in the corner. Pretty beautiful, huh?
So with rugby, you're kind of getting tackled and tackling the same dude all game long, huh?
A lot of times, yeah, for
Because
sure.
like you're like in a line, so it's kind of like a shield wall type thing where it's like I'm 15 and you're 15, so fuck you. We're gonna be hitting each other a lot this game.
Well, I mean, as a seven, you're flying around tackling everybody, but yeah, for the most part, you're gonna go up against against a 13 a lot for sure. And
Like
wings are
whatever your opposing number is, you're
yeah,
fucking with that dude.
wings are gonna go against wings. But yeah, dude, this was a super textbook rugby game. Like these guys were just fundamental tackling. Like obviously you saw it was 5-5 at halftime. Like not a lot of scoring. This was a super close game. Both of these are very disciplined clubs. They're all kind of wearing the socks of their of like whatever club they came from, because Scotland's like super ingrained, obviously, and rugby's super ingrained in the Scottish culture there. I mean, they're a pretty small little country, and they're fucking really good at rugby, so that's impressive. But anyway, the old Lions had a response, Corey, to that try from earlier from Edinburgh. They kind of hung in this game the whole time. The Lions were behind this whole game, dude, but they just stayed after it. They're apparently a pretty young team, and they just never got discouraged. Continued to fight there. With that try, they ended up tying it up at 19. Late in the game, they pushed towards the Edinburgh try line again and got a penalty, got a clutch kick, went up 22-19, and held on to win the game. So they were behind the whole game, Corey, but they were just strong enough to hang on and make the plays when they needed to, and they ended up winning this match. So that's one of the things I really like about rugby is how resilient it is and how a lot of these games are close as fuck, man. And there's just a lot of fight
Just
going
power
on.
through it.
Interesting stuff, Corey, from Edinburgh versus the Lions. You know, we're going to check on these NHL guys here shortly. But before we do that, what we had Scotland versus Australia. Now, what I like about Australia is their seven is their captain over there, a blonde gentleman, very cool looking guy. But what's even cooler about the Scottish side, dude, was this was one of the first sides I got to see. Now I saw this guy Richie, Jamie Ritchie, play against what was it, Japan, and he was like a younger guy during the World Cup. Dude balled out, just had an absolutely phenomenal game at flanker, and I was like, this guy's cool as fuck. Haven't really seen him since. I think he's been like kind of injured or something, but he was back for this game against Australia, and he was actually the captain for the Scottish team. But the cool part was he played 6, and we got to see probably the best flanker in the world. Hamish Watson was playing his 7 position. So between those two guys playing flanker, they were flying around, making tons of plays all game. It was really cool to watch. But so in a tight game, Scotland scored early, but they were struggling sort of to get some more things going. But then look at this play by their number 10. This is the guy we saw in the other game, the Edinburgh game. He was the Edinburgh fly half. And here he is scoring for his team, for his country. Let's go. Oh yeah, and this
I like how he like kicks it to keep it moving. He's like, nope,
so
nope,
look, this is a mistake by the Wallabies. Look, it's a fumbled ball. So that's a live ball now. He kicks it. Oh shit, all right, cool. So now he's running. Now look, these guys would tackle him. If he picked it up there, they would tackle him. So he kicks it again, and then now he finally puts it down.
You just fasted all those dudes, though. Like, are they the middle slow boys, or what's the deal with them?
No, those are all very, very fast individuals. But he got the turn on them. You can see he's just in a better position. So just when he starts running, he's in a better position.
He runs past them. Like, they're all running in the same direction. He just ran past them.
Well, they all have their hips turned. I mean, it's a lot easier said than done to do sometimes, these things. I mean, he definitely hauled ass. You can never tell. Like, you know, it's just it's a good hustle play for him. Unfortunately for him, Australia was here to play, man. They hung into the game most of the time. It was 15-12, 6 for a while there, but they just took advantage of their opportunities, as they did with this one. Continued to press, continued to kick their penalties, and they actually took this game from Scotland by like 1 point. It ended up being 16-15. Scotland could just not score too many points. They played some superb defense all game long, but struggled to get in some tries, struggled to get the ball when they needed to. I think overall, Australia is probably the better team here, and Scotland was just scrappy as hell at home and almost pulled off the victory. They probably should have. It was one of those games that, much like the one we just watched, where one team led the whole game, and then the other one kind of just hung around, and eventually, Corey, they won.
Just sheer willpower,
determination, man, determination. Now, Sports by Comedy doesn't claim to be the most informative podcast out there about impact sports, but we do try to cover these things, right? There's been hockey going on, Corey. You know about this, right? You've been following it, keeping track.
Dude, I was totally aware of hockey since that time, sitting in an airport for 40 hours, and I saw it was playing on TV, and I was like, hey, I think there's hockey happening. And you're like, no, that just finished. And I was like, oh, okay, never mind. Turns out that was when hockey started, though.
Yeah, but how insane is that? We were just covering this, like their NHL final. Like, look, these guys in this picture, look, these dudes, the Colorado Avalanche, they just won. Like, I don't know, 3 months ago, and now they're already back on the ice, these guys? Like, geez.
No, dude. More than 3 months ago.
I don't think so, dude. They were, like, wrapping up, like, no bullshit. They were still in the summer. I remember they were still having, like, their first round of the playoffs. And then, like, all those...
No way, dude.
No, dude, it was during the summer. All right, no, so maybe it was during the spring. It was during the end of the spring they're having their first round of the playoffs. Okay. Look it up. Yeah. Let's look this up. When was the NHL Stanley Cup? Because I'm telling you, dude, 3-4 months ago, these guys were just fucking playing. Like, think about it. The NHL, they were going while the football league was still going. That one we were covering, the fucking arena football, no, not the American Football League. Pretty sure these guys were literally just playing. It's pretty insane. Let's have a look at these standings. We'll see what's going on.
So they start in October. They start in October, and they finish 106 seasons beginning. Oh my phone is blowing the fuck up. You guys got to calm down. I swear. All right, that's muted. Probably should have done that from the beginning, but here we are.
Trying to pull this up, and they're not letting me do shit. All right, well, whatever. Let me get back.
All right, so they go from October to June. Duration, October to June.
October to June?
October to June. So they start beginning of fall. September. They end at the end of spring.
Yeah, fucking yeah, dude. That's August.
It's 3 out of 4 seasons
that's
a year.
July,
That's
August,
pretty good.
September, dude. That's fucking insane. These guys are like constantly playing hockey, and the
Yeah.
games
No,
just
you were right about the 3 months. That's fair.
these
You know,
games
when
are
you're
just
right, you're right,
always
Steven.
going, man. This is insane. All right, so let's have a look at the standings. New Jersey Devils standing in the number one
Let's
place.
fucking go!
Let's go. Devils out here
Wait, what are their
representing.
wins? 8-3. All right, yeah.
Yeah,
Look
they're
at
eight
that.
and three. Let's
Fucking
go.
leading
Let's
the
go.
division. Let's get it.
Rangers are right there too. You got the Islanders of Carolina. Carolina was in the playoffs last year. Obviously, the Rangers had a good run. Even the Capitals had a good run last year. And Pittsburgh, oh look at that, Pittsburgh Penguins also struggling. They should probably, I guess, throw in the towel or something. Corey, is that what we're recommending?
Dude, so my first observation, really good year for New York teams everywhere, apparently. Really bad year for Pittsburgh teams everywhere.
You're not wrong. It's not
Like,
great.
I think, from what I understand, the Pirates are garbage.
Oh, they're always
The
garbage.
Penguins are clearly getting wrecked. The Steelers are having a really rough year. Like, it just depressing time to be in Pittsburgh. But New York's thriving. They got the Rangers, they got the Islanders, they got the Jets and the Giants.
Corey.
Even Buffalo, the Bills are killing it, and look at Buffalo; they're apparently 7-3.
Yeah,
Like New
let's
York
go.
is, it's New York's time, man. They're going to be underwater in 10 years, but it's New York's time right now.
Tampa Bay is out here, dude. Look at us at 6-4, hanging out to the third place with Florida right behind them. Over the West, Dallas Mavericks, or is that what they're called? Oh, the Dallas somethings.
Mavericks
Is what?
basketball. I
Dallas
like how
Stars.
Nashville has it.
Dallas Stars, that's what they're called. Dallas Stars are out here first place. Good for them. I think Winnipeg was
Dallas?
terrible last year. I look at Chicago out here in third place. Let's go, boys. Colorado sort of having a slow start to their
This
season.
looks like a weak division.
Well,
This Western
Colorado
division.
won last year, so I don't know, man. It's early as fuck. It's like, with
No, but
the
like look at these records. Scroll up to the top division.
yeah, you're right.
Look at these records. Like that's a weak ass division, dude. Like the Rangers would be in first place in this division down here.
Yeah,
Well, I'd be
well,
in second place.
it's still early.
Third place.
It's still too early to
Yeah.
tell with any of this. Here's a pretty good division, the Pacific. How many divisions are there? So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, that's pretty standard. So anyway, there's a lot of guys in this here.
Oh, damn, look at Vegas. Vegas apparently took all the goddamn luck from the Raiders. Javante Adams secretly playing hockey. Is that what's going on here?
Edmonton Oilers are also in second place too. They were in the playoffs pretty deep. These San Jose guys, it's a pity they're so bad because they look really cool. Look at these jerseys, dude. These things are cool as fuck.
That team.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go. Agree to disagree, but I'm not gonna debate you on it.
Oh, that's because I'm not fun to debate with.
No, it's because
I had someone tell me
style is a choice, Steven.
I had somebody tell me that you're not fun to argue with. I'm like, okay, good. That way you won't argue.
Well,
with me.
it's fun to begin with. Like, why would anyone want to do it?
That's a good point. So check this out though. Let's check out these Dallas Star jerseys because I know you're gonna love these. Look at these things. All right, that's their white ones, but their green ones are cool too.
I guess I was thinking Cowboys, but yeah, we could be green. There's no reason we have to follow football. We could be green. That's fair. There's no rules.
Stars. I mean, yeah, that's them. And then good for the Jersey Devils, dude, out here in first place. Let's see if we can hang on to it, boys. Good time.
Yeah, good job.
There's a game going on right now. We got Carolina and Buffalo all tied up at 2-2. Colorado gets back into the win column the other day. San Jose, the team I was just talking about, lost. Dallas fucking mauled Arizona. And we had Anaheim fall to Vancouver. Devils took out Edmonton. That's a big win for them. Edmonton's number 2 over there, Corey. We're looking good. Nashville, 4-5. Chicago got themselves a win. These are probably old ass fucking games that everyone already knows about. But Corey, we didn't.
We're finding out.
We didn't know. Did you know? Because I didn't know.
This is news to me, man.
Dude,
you could have
you
told me
know
that
Boston.
You could have told me that the fucking Devils were winless, and I would have been like, yeah, that makes sense. They're winless,
Exactly.
whatever.
Now we can be like, no, dude, they at least won 8 games. Okay, last time we checked, and also we know that Boston beat
So, dude,
the
scroll,
Rangers. Fucking egg.
scroll down a little bit. So I want to see this game's played. So the Devils have 11.
Yeah.
One guy is 10. One guy is 12. What is this? What is this system?
Dude, it's
How do they
wild. All
have a
right, these
larger?
guys play like 3 games a week, dude. I don't even know, man. I think they just schedule it according to whatever the fuck they need to do for TV rights and all kinds of shit. I'm sure.
Like, I get you could do that in soccer, but this is a contact sport. How are these guys like?
I think that's why they have.
Whatever.
I think that's why
Them,
they have
bro.
shitloads of people on the team, and they all have like these feeder teams too, like these like similar to baseball. They have a lot of these minor league teams that like
They got like the
feed
B
up
league
players,
that
and
they
there's like
bring
people
guys
coming
up.
and go. There's like people coming and going from the 2 leagues.
Well, so also
Soccer has that too.
Tommy was telling me about this that they have lines.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's
Which
like
they switch
you
out
have
like
a
three
line.
lines or
You
something, right?
bring in like 5 dudes, and your 5 dudes go in there and they like beat the shit out of each other for like 5 minutes. And it's like, all right, you guys out, and then they bring in the next line, and those guys go hard for like 2 or 3 minutes, and they pull them out. So
Yeah.
it's like
So
a
similar
constant
to
sprint.
basketball, but they're hopping in much more frequently. And I don't think there's such a big drop off between the benches between the different lines.
Right, right. No, I'm here for it, man. Whatever. You
And
guys
I
do you
imagine
hockey.
you may even want to spread out some of your good players to some of those other lines, so you're not too weak. You know, like if you throw a bunch of your noobs in, and the other team doesn't, and then they just get a bunch of scores
Right. I don't
while your studs are on the bench. You know what I mean? So there's got to be some strategy to that too. Look at us over here figuring hockey
yeah,
out, bro. We're so fucking smart.
dude, we out here.
Before we move on to our favorite sport, of course, do you, Corey, have a non-sponsor sponsor for us and our people of Sports by Compian?
Well, Steven, I don't have a well, actually I do. I have here for us
Mm-hmm.
Gillette Clinical Protection
Oh wow, clinical.
deodorant. Because, for the
Right,
most part, you're buying regular bullshit deodorant that you
right.
think is good enough. You think you put it on, you're like,
You're like,
oh, this
yeah, this
says
could
it'll last
work.
17 million years. I just need to put
Sure.
this on once and never put on more deodorant.
No big
But you're being
deal.
lied to. You
Lies.
don't smell yourself because you're used to your own stench.
Mm.
But really, you probably smell like ass towards the end of your day, which is really the sad part because at the end of your day, that's when you're going out on your dates or that's when you're going out for drinks with your friends or whatever. And that's when you smell like ass. You don't want that. You want the clinical deodorant
No,
that's going to last the whole time.
the whole time.
And this particular brand from Gillette, I recommend. I bought it off Amazon, and it has not let me down. I have yet to receive any complaints about smelling like ass. That's really all you can ask for out of deodorant.
I've heard great things about clinical strength. That is what Manny recommended to me, and ever since then, I have not heard any complaints from people about my body odor, which is very, very important. Quickly to lose friends / interest from women / lots of things if you smell bad. Nobody wants to smell that.
Because your sense of smell is the closest linked to your memory. So, like, taste, whatever, sight, whatever, hearing, whatever, but your smells will take you back more than any of your other senses. So, whenever you think about someone, the first thing they're going to think about is what you smell like. And if you smell like ass, they're going to be like, that guy's the ass. And they're not going to want to hang out with you. Therefore, always smell good.
Corey, you are wise like a panda.
I don't think Panda's very wise, but thanks, bro.
You're welcome, dude. All right, so here we are at the footballs. Last night there was some footballs that took place. The Philadelphia Eagles have decided to remain what's the word, Corey?
Undefeated.
Undefeated, Corey. They decided not to lose to Houston last night. They briefly considered it, but then decided to kind of take control in the third quarter. Shout out
The
to Houston.
line,
Definitely gave them a run for their money.
the line was to beat them by 2 touchdowns. It was a 14-point line, and or was it 15-point line actually?
I would check out.
And that clearly did not happen.
No.
So good for the Texans, costing everybody a bunch of money.
Unless you bet on the Texans. Never discount the underdog. Plus, their defense is legit.
Sure.
That defense is legit. Legit. Good for them, man. I think they stood up. David Mills is still finding his way. He threw 2 interceptions last night. But Pierce, man, this guy looks like they found a running back down there in Houston. Dude pulled off another 139 yards last night. Really going off. Really going off for the boys.
Dude, I don't think Mills is going to get a chance to figure it out. I think he's going to be out of there before the way they're looking
Well,
to
this is the
get
thing.
an early draft pick. They'll probably snatch up somebody,
Sure.
and maybe that person will sit behind Mills. Probably not, though.
It's kind of crazy with NFL quarterbacks, right? Because these guys do have a short leash, but then they have a long leash. So I think he's in the second year now. There's no harm in hanging on to him. He's going to be in his rookie contract next year. It's not like it's going to cost you a bunch of money on the books. Draft somebody, bring him in to compete with him, see if the other guy's better. I think that's what they'll
What
probably
did
do.
what did he get taken though? Like, was he like a
Third
third
round,
round, second
something
round,
like
third round?
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I
nothing,
didn't even
nothing.
know who the fuck he was, and then he had a great rookie season. I mean, not great, but
Not
like
great, but he was
better than
okay.
expected.
To be fair though, he has fucking Lovie Smith coaching him. Like me and Taylor were laughing about this last night. Like, how the fuck does Lovie Smith have a job at the NFL? The dude got fired from Illinois University because he was bad. Like, they were terrible. They were losing tons of games. He goes there to be a defensive coordinator for Houston right at the time when everything's blowing up. So he fucking wanders into the head coaching job. Like, who the fuck is running
Right,
the
this right
organization
time.
out there in Houston, bro? They're a fucking amateur hour. It sounds like. I mean, they're 1-6 again. Your team sucks yet again, Houston. Get it together. Jeez. Anyway,
Dude, it's so weird how
should we
like
become
they
Houston
were
fans?
they were bad, but they had like a handful of good players. And then they're just like, everybody was good. Get the fuck out of here. We don't want to talk to you anymore. And they just shipped off anybody who played football.
Except for you, Brandon Cooks. You have to stay, even though you don't like us.
Wait, who?
Brandon Cooks apparently was like, "Get me the fuck out of here," and they're like, "Nah, but thanks."
Nah, you can stay here, dude. You're the one.
You are the chosen one. Well, anyway, Damian Pierce seems to be happy down there. Let's hope he keeps on rocking out. It's good to see some running backs finally doing well. It's been a rough year for running backs as far as fantasy goes. It's been a rough fantasy year in general, Core. So let's get some game predictions going here. We have
All right, I'm done for this podcast.
So I say that
What?
we get this going. So we have the Chargers versus Corey, the Falcons. They will be going into Atlanta to attack them at home.
So Atlanta is currently winning that division, right?
They are currently, I think they're in first place. I don't know. Yeah, no, I think so. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Either
I
way,
got to give it to the Chargers. Like, the Chargers are a good team. They're just in a rough division.
yeah,
Whereas the Falcons are a bad team in a bad division.
yeah. That's probably a fair assumption there. Okay, so you're going with the I will also be taking the Chargers in this one. I definitely
think it's tight.
I definitely hope it's going to be the Chargers. Fuck yeah, definitely rooting for the Chargers
Right.
with this one. All right, so then we got Miami traveling to Chicago. They're coming to
I think it's
Chicagoland.
going to be a mugging. I think that so apparently Justin Fields is now just killing it and is like since week 5 he's been the second most fantasy points per quarterback. So apparently Justin Fields is out. He's on a run. I still think they're going to lose to the Dolphins because they're selling the farm on him. Like it's him sitting there in a field of weeds at this point.
Well, did they trade for
I mean,
Claypool?
they have Claypool, but they traded everybody else.
Yeah, they got rid of Wilco Swift because they didn't want to pay him.
Yeah.
Bradley Chubb also was on the move.
Fun fact about the Dolphins.
Who's also in this game? I'm sorry. Bradley Chubb is actually in this game after having just signed a huge contract with Miami. After being traded there.
Yeah, exactly. So fun fact about this. Let me see if I can figure out how this happened exactly. But so the Dolphins in the 2021 draft, they had the 3rd overall pick. San Francisco was convinced that Trey Lance was going to be their guy. So they traded to San Francisco the 12th overall pick, which they got Jalen Waddle with. They got a 2021 first round pick, 23 third round pick. I'm not sure exactly how the picks worked out, but Miami wheeling and dealing these picks that they traded up to San Francisco. They got Jalen Waddle. They traded with the Chiefs to pick up Tyreek Hill, and they traded with the Broncos to pick up Bradley Chubb.
Okay.
Would you rather have 2 of the top 5 receivers in the league and a really badass Bradley Chubb, or would you rather have Trey Lance is playing like Garoppolo essentially?
Wow, core.
It's a question, Steven.
It's a
That's the question.
breakdown. It's a breakdown.
It's a breakdown that was done poorly, but it's done nonetheless. My answer is I'm taking the Dolphins on this, obviously.
Fuck it, dude. I'm gonna take the Bears. Let's go. Let's go. Bear down. I think
Okay.
Miami gets in there and gets shocked, even with all their weapons and shiny toys. I think the Bears have a statement game. You know, why not? No, I don't actually believe that at all. You're right. I'm sticking with Miami.
Yeah, dude,
I
it's
don't know. I
really
don't know
tough.
what the fuck I'm saying. All right, it's Cincinnati definitely needs a get right game, and Carolina cannot start winning games and thinking that they're going to be like a person or a real team. Just because you beat the Bucks, that doesn't mean anything, guys. Settle down.
Yeah, I don't
Go
think
back to
PJ
your
Walker
hole.
is going to bring it home.
What's that?
I don't think PJ Walker is going to bring it home. I think that they're probably tanking for a quarterback right now.
You're about to say like whoever
Which,
the number one is, and we don't even know, do you? I don't know.
of
So I'm
course
gonna.
not. I have no idea who's coming out of college.
No, no idea.
But
So
I
I
think
usually
at
have
this
some
point it's a
idea, but
race.
like I really don't know this year. I have no clue.
I think it's like a race
Oh,
between
that's all right.
Carolina, maybe the
Hold on, it's
Bears,
PJ
and
Stroud. It's PJ Stroud. From is Stroud the guy from fucking Alabama? And then there's a different dude. Never mind. We're just gonna look dumb. Oh, Bryce Young. Bryce Young is a guy from Alabama, and then Stroud is from Oklahoma State. So those two are pretty good. They'll probably be out shortly, if not next year. See, Corey, we know some shit over here at my Sports Night Coffee. Don't say we don't know any shit, because we do know the shit. And also, we're taking
you know
fucking
some stuff,
Joey
man.
Cool to get on a get right game against Carolina. Is that what you're saying as well?
Agreed. On paper, that's what should happen. PJ Walker does some mysterious things in mysterious ways, but I think that's how it's going to go down.
Agreed. You think that the Packers go ahead and get right as well over here in Dan Campbell land?
Probably like
I think this
the
is kind of
Lions
finally a get
are
right
just
game.
getting weaker because
Yeah,
they just traded off their tight end who was like he had a couple big plays against the Cowboys. He's definitely a dude that was like out there trying to win games in
he's
spite
been
of
making
them being a
plays for
bunch of
years.
fumbles. He what?
He's been making plays for years. He's been one of the best tight ends in the league for years now.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought he was a rookie.
not at all. Nope, quite a stud.
Well,
T.J.
the more you
Hawkinson.
know.
Yep.
Good
Yeah,
for you,
another
TJ.
Iowa tight end. There's a shitload of those guys. But yeah, I do think the Packers finally get right because I know we are somehow tied to them, fate wise. So they're gonna get right. So the Buccaneers could get right later on that day. So anyway, moving on. The Vegas Raiders are coming to visit the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is kind of a sad game in general, but I do think the Raiders are finally going to get back on track here. Everyone else people are kind of picking the Jaguars for this one, but I don't know. I think the Raiders are desperate to prove that they're a real team. I think the Jaguars are still kind of finding themselves a little bit and prone to defeat.
Do you
So
think Derek Carr comes back?
he has to, dude. Him and Devontae Adams
I
have
mean,
to get this together, dude. Like, come
I
on, you
mean,
guys.
like next year. Do you
Oh,
think that like what's his contract like? How much longer does he have on that?
I don't know. I think a while. I'm not really sure.
Because I would think if they get like if they stay with this record and they're in like the top 5 and there's a good quarterback there, they take that quarterback and they're like, bro, you've had us be mediocre for years, right?
I would say so. Yeah. I mean, I'm no GM, but or following the whole situation very tightly, but I would say so. Yeah, I think if this season goes to shit, very good chance that Derek Carr may be throwing the ball for a different team next year. Moving on, but yeah, you are saying the Raiders are going to get right here, Core? Figure it out.
I think so. I don't even know who the Jaguars have anymore. They've they've just
Trevor
been bad for
Lawrence,
so
come
long.
on. It's
I
Judy
just keep
here,
assuming they're going to stay
who
bad
is
because they've been bad for so
struggling, I
long.
might add, dude. My boy Trevor Lawrence needs to figure his life out, man. Like, yeah, he's not looking very good through these
Yeah,
games.
we gave him this was a for funsies year. This was supposed to be his for realsies year, and he's still fucking not great. So
Struggle city for the guy for sure. We got the Colts at the Pats. So this is another one of those games where nobody knows what's going on with these teams.
Belichick becoming, I think, the second most winning coach ever in the NFL.
I think he tied the guy. So if he wins this game, he would be the most all-time winning coach, which is pretty cool.
Mm.
But I don't know. I don't really have too many strong feelings about the whole thing. I think it's probably going to be the Patriots. I think the Colts are a mess right now. I think they're still rolling with Sam Ellinger at quarterback right now. They can't figure out their run game. Jonathan Taylor is slow out the gate, and their offensive line apparently sucks. So I reckon they're probably going to lose to a hungry Patriots team that has been getting a lot of good teams coming to town, and they've been handling the bad teams. So I think this is going to be a Bill Belichick type of game.
Agreed.
Moving on to the next one, which would be Buffalo coming to visit
Oh,
the Jets. This is
oh,
interesting. This is interesting. Now, of course, Zach
man.
Wilson was absolutely terrible
Jets,
last week. Do you
the
start him,
Jets had
Corey?
a run, and then they had a loss, and now they're going to get mauled by the Bills. Oh, poor Jets.
But Corey,
Poor.
do you roll with Flacco for this game? Do you just say, "Listen, young gun, you need to sit down after all that craziness last weekend," or do you roll with your guy? You got it right.
You gotta get, yeah, you
Because this
gotta.
is a big game. He could fuck this up really quick, real bad.
No, I mean, they're gonna lose. But, like, with Flacco, you know he's on his way out. You know he's not your franchise guy. At this
Yeah,
point, you want to find out,
if Zach
is
is the
Zach Wilson
guy.
my franchise guy, or do I need somebody else?
Like Mike
So I
White.
think,
Like Mike
like
White.
Mike White,
Mike White!
your boy Mike White might be
Let
the
him out
guy.
there. Let him shine.
So I think you keep putting Zach Wilson in the fire.
Right.
He gets you as far as he gets you, and then you reassess your situation next year.
Fucking A.
But like, he's still on the rookie contract. You got to figure out what he's going to do. You got Joe Flacco there for him to learn from. But Joe Flacco, even Joe Flacco knows Joe Flacco's not trying to be a starter right now. He's like, yeah,
Right.
man, I'm here to like collect a paycheck and teach your guy.
Fair enough.
I
Anyway,
think.
we're definitely gonna take the Bills for this one. Glory be to the Jets if they could somehow pull this off. And another game that we hope goes the way that it should is this Minnesota coming to visit the Commanders. Of course, friend of the show, Manny Bogle, is a big Vikings fan, even though he doesn't watch them apparently anymore or believe in Kirk Cousins as a quarterback. But that is, I know two Vikings fans, and neither of them believe in Kirk Cousins, Corey. So hard to blame them. He does seem like the definition of a game manager. But he does have his team at 6-1 right now, and they're going to visit the Commanders with a great possibility. It looks like for these Vikings to be 7-1. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they got it. I mean, who's even is Heineke the quarterback for the
I
Commanders right
think
now?
so. Yeah, I think Wentz is still hurt. Yeah, Wentz is hurt, so that's why they're rolling with Heineke. He's
Yeah,
I think like 1-1 right now. They beat the Packers and then they lost to somebody. They might have got their ass kicked, but they definitely lost last weekend. I want to say.
right. No,
So
I
yeah,
don't. I don't think Washington wins this. Um, but quick question. I think I may have brought this up previously. Chase Young still hurt, right? Or is he in there and just
yeah,
not
no, I
performing?
think he was definitely hurt against the Packers. I'm not sure if he played last week. I think they would have made a big deal out of it. But then again, I wasn't paying much attention. I was pretty yeah, no, I wasn't paying
What
attention.
was it? 2021 he tore his ACL.
I don't know, dude.
It wasn't. It was might have been 2020 he tore his ACL. So has he been out for like a year
No,
and a half?
no, he definitely played in 2021. But yeah, he's been injured for a while now. That's for sure. But yeah,
Is that
I'm
he
gonna
was
say the
supposed to be
Vikings.
generational talent?
Yeah, I don't know. He kind of slowed down that next year. He had a great rookie year, but like it was definitely like, hey, figure it out this second year. I mean third because he got his ass kicked in second year. And then we got Seattle versus the Cardinals. This is an interesting one. This is kind of like if you look at these records should be reversed,
They
and,
should be
and
reversed. That's crazy.
and instead we have a hot Seahawks team coming in to visit the Cardinals. Kyle Murray finally has his weapons back, and he is looking like somewhat of a real quarterback now that he has that crazy ass haired motherfucker to throw the ball to. The Cardinals in general are looking a little better since then, but they did just lose to the Vikings. You know, Kirk
So,
Cousin led Vikings who just beat them last week. So it's not like they're not unbeatable.
so does the Seahawks make you think that maybe Pete Carroll is just a genius and Russell Wilson's just kind of ass?
Yeah, it could
Like
be.
you see Russell Wilson
I don't know. I think
kicking
it might be a
ass
little early
here.
to say on that, but it's definitely looking that way
Well,
right now.
so Russell Wilson, everyone thought this is a top five guy.
Yeah,
He
sure.
goes and just fucking sucks.
He's
Just
looking
like
pretty bad, except for last
not
week. I
great.
mean, obviously he finally figured it out last week a little bit, like nibbled out a
Right.
victory
And
against the
then Geno
Jaguars.
Smith, career journeyman, backup, whatever, rolls into Seattle and all of a sudden he's like a fucking top five quarterback. Like so you take a really good guy out of this system and he
Sure.
sucks. You take a really bad guy and you put him in that system and now he's great. Like obviously that system is the key factor here, you know?
I don't think anyone's debating whether Pete Carroll is a great coach or not. I mean, he kicked ass in college. He's come up here, won a Super Bowl, mostly been dominant. Most of the time that he's been there with Seattle, they've been a winning team. So yeah, I think it's pretty hard
He
to
gets a
dispute it.
pile of shit for that call to throw on like the 2 yard
As
line
he
in the Super Bowl.
should, dude. As
It
he
wasn't his call,
should.
dude. It's not
Yeah,
his. It
maybe
was the
some other
offensive
coach.
coordinator called that play.
Either
He takes
way,
the black for it, but it was the offensive coordinator who called it.
rough call, rough thing. I don't know. I think fuck it. I think Seattle keeps their hot streak going here, and they beat the Cardinals. Corey, what are you thinking?
I think so.
Cool. Cool. Let's see here. We got the Bucks and the Rams. I'm obviously taking the Bucks here. Get right game for us at home versus the defending Super Bowl champions who are also in a slump. Feeling good about that too?
Such a tough game, dude. Like both of them should be playing so much better than they are.
I
One
know.
thing that's crazy, I saw Tom Brady is in the top five for passing yards so far. I think he's like number three.
Yeah, I mean he does okay whenever they let him throw the ball. He's been mostly good. Last game I definitely thought he could be better. The last couple, but hopefully he can figure it out, man. I think we need to get right this week or never. So yeah, let's not go to 3-6.
I'm alright with giving it to the Bucks. I don't think that the Rams. I think the Rams will turn it around. I don't think they necessarily have to do it this week, so I'm
Well,
fine
yeah,
with that.
they can lose another 1v5. The Bucks absolutely can't lose this game. They gotta get it together. Titans at the Chiefs, Corey. This is a 5-2 team versus a 5-2 team. Very cool to see. This is the classic though of the Titans trying to get past the Chiefs. They have struggled to do so. Will they pull it off this time? It's
I don't
in
think so.
Arrowhead,
The Chiefs
unfortunately.
got it. Yeah, I think
No,
the Chiefs got it.
you got to give it to the Chiefs here, man. Every other time that this has happened. Oh wait, last meeting. Never mind. I was just about to say the last time, but I was totally lying. The Titans did in fact handle the Chiefs the last time they played, which was
Yeah,
a regular season game.
the Titans are apparently like third worst in points per game. So I don't think that they're gonna be super dangerous. I think the Chiefs take that just because the Chiefs are the Chiefs.
Either way, it's a good game.
Yeah.
Saints might be in first place in the fucking NFC South. Well, let's hope they get their ass kicked by Baltimore, who is 5-3 and looking hot. That's another Monday night game for them. Another primetime
I'm
game.
Baltimore's got that.
Yeah,
I believe in Baltimore.
absolutely. I think Baltimore will pull this off. Corey, we have made our picks. We have talked about the rugbies. We've talked about a little bit about the hockey. It's apparently happening out there. You know, hockey.
Cool, yeah.
I did want to say now, in honor of the high school students who are playing, this is a Friday night. So in honor of the Friday Night Lights out there, the guys out there who are playing their little hearts out, trying to win a fucking scholarship or whatnot, here's a little phrase to end this out for you guys. From the movie Friday Night Lights, which is a fucking absolute classic. Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose. Sports by Compian. Out!